بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم ولعن أعداءهم. The dua of the third day of the holy month of Ramadan. We recite اللهم ارزقني فيه الذهن والتنبيه وباعدني فيه من السفاهة والتمويه واجعل لي نصيبا من كل خير تنزل فيه بجودك يا أجود الأجودين. We'll focus inshallah on the first two lines of this dua. In this dua, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us with intellect, understanding, and to keep us away from ignorance and not understanding. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Ahlul Bayt alayhi have warned us from being sufahā and have warned of the dangers of this characteristics, which is safah. For example, in a hadith of his, Imam al-Sādiq sallallahu عليه says, لا تسفهوا فإن أئمتكم ليسوا بسفهاء. O lovers of Al-Halabī who claim to be our followers, don't act like sufahā, for verily your imams and leaders are not sufahā. What is safah? Safah, perhaps, can be described as not knowing how to live your lifestyle correctly, not knowing how to treat others correctly and interact with them correctly, or how to speak correctly and properly, or how to spend your money wisely and the way it should be spent, or how to use your belongings correctly, and so on and so forth. And we can see many examples of this and many examples of sufahā throughout our life and throughout our experiences of people, for example, who spend so much money on things that don't deserve to have that much money spent on, yet don't put that money where it belongs, for example, on themselves, on their needs, on their family's needs, on those who are in need and who are destitute, and so on and so forth. Or, for example, with words. Somebody who speaks when they're not supposed to speak. They speak about things that don't concern them, and so on and so forth. Somebody who is a safih only hurts himself and could also possibly hurt others. Somebody might go along their life 20, 30 years not knowing how to properly act. And this is because they don't understand the realities of this world. They don't understand what's important and what's not important. And they don't strive after that. So, for example, someone who doesn't understand that the opinion of others doesn't matter at all so long as you're following what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from you, will go about their life, everything they do, from how they dress to how they speak, to what they like, to what they don't like, based off of what society says, and based off of what so and so say. Whereas somebody who has hikmah and wisdom is far from this. They know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created them to obey Him, that we are in this world to obey Him and to seek nearness to Him, and that's my goal. Whoever is pleased with me can be pleased with me, and whoever is displeased with me, I could care less. I could not care less. The question is, how can we abstain from being sufahā and abstain from this negative trait of safah? And the answer is probably that seeking wisdom and understanding from the Holy Quran and from Ahlul Bayt alayhi السلام first and foremost. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says He is the one who sent between those unlettered people, not knowing and unknowledgeable people, رسولا منهم or رسولا من أنفسهم, rather a messenger from amongst themselves who speaks to them and recites to them His verses, meaning the verses of the Holy Quran, ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة, and He also purifies them and teaches them the Quran as well as hikmah, wisdom. This wisdom is first and foremost with the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as well as with Ahlul Bayt alayhim afdalus salatu wassalam, because they truly have understood this world and this life and what's important and what's not important. So you must seek advice and seek wisdom from their words. And inshallah, we have a tawfiq to do so in this month especially. That's first of all. Second of all, looking around us and learning and benefiting from others' experiences. So we aren't the first people to live in this world, and for surely not the last people to live in this world. Others have done things that we might think of doing and have seen the results. Ask them, especially elders, get wisdom and experiences from them. All these years you can save by learning from previous people and previous societies. Imam Ali عليه says to his son Al-Hasan in a will of his, he says, even though I didn't live throughout all these eons and eras of time, it's almost like I did. Why? Because I learned lessons from those civilizations. I learned what leads to people's downfall and what leads to people's success, and I have acted on that, and inshallah we're able to do so as well. The Quran, the ahadith, and people's experiences, and inshallah we will abstain from being sufahā. And thirdly, of course, keeping this in our du'as, Allahumma la taj'alna min as-sufahā, do not make us amongst the sufahā, and give us hikmah and wisdom and knowledge of how to go about our lives properly and best. Inshallah, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.